Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Morrowind. It has been a very long time since I've been back, and I do apologize. That was about a week and a half or so. Maybe it's been about 2 weeks, actually, since I've put up a Morrowind episode. Same thing for my Dragon's Dogma Let's Play. I do apologize for that. As I mentioned in those episodes, life was kind of getting in the way, but we should be good now to continue the Let's Plays as normal, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, alternating which game it is that I am playing. So, without further ado, let's carry on. But first, I need to actually remember what it is that I was doing. So, Extraordinaire says that some smugglers are now working for the Sixth House. But the Khajiit couldn't find out what they were smuggling. The Khajiit thought it was strange that smugglers who usually brag about their smuggling are suddenly very quiet about what they smuggle for the Sixth House. I wonder what it was being smuggled and why it is such a big secret. I think this is the sort of thing Caius Casadus is looking for. Okay, so we found Extraordinaire, one of the informants. We also found that that other one whose name I'm forgetting, Julia, I believe. So we're looking for one more, I believe. Yeah, Mayra Milo, I believe, at the Black Shulk Corner Club, right? Mayra Milo is a temple priestess who works in the libraries at the Hall of Wisdom and Justice. She's a friend, so be careful and don't get her in trouble. Okay. The temple is suspicious of Outlanders and wouldn't be happy to find Mayra talking with you about religious matters. She'll be easy to spot. Look for the priestess with the copper hair and copper eyes. Okay, so a temple priestess. Tribunal Temple is the native religion. They worship 3 god kings, Al-Malexia, Sotha-Sil, and Vivek, who are usually known together as the Tribunal. We usually just call it the Temple. They are narrow-minded and superstitious, but I find a lot to admire, particularly their concern for the poor. They accept Outlanders as members, but few Outlanders join except for the service. Talk to Feldrello Sadri at the Balamora Temple if you're thinking about joining. Okay, so I think what we need to do is find the Temple District somewhere. So I think we'll just head out. We'll first head up to the Wasteworks, I believe. Yeah, and then from here, we'll head outside. And then I think just checking our world map should allow us to find the Temple District. I'm thinking that's a thing. That's the Canal Works, not where I want to go. Right, I think we can just exit out here. Okay, and it's at least a nice, bright, sunny day. So, checking the map. We've got the Arena, Redoran, Hlalu, Foreign, Vivek, St. Olms, and the Temple. Okay, so we do have the Temple District. I need to find how to get back down to the gondola to take me to the Temple District. So I'll just take the stairs here. Alright, and it was... I think it was this way. I hope. Right, or is it by this? No, that's for the other district. Our gondola is really difficult to find. I'm just going completely in circles, aren't I? Okay, well, we didn't use the gondola, but I think I found it anyways. I think that's right. Yeah, I was taken, or I'm remembering what I did last time. I took the gondola here to the Temple District, and then I walked across to the St. Olms District. Yeah, so that's what happened. But this is the temple, so let me see if I can ask people around about where to find this informant. Yeah, anything on the latest rumors? What could kill 2 Ordinators before they can draw their weapons? Slit their throats? Happened right here in Vivek. Must be a sorcerer or vampire. The Office of the Watch and the Hall of Justice is worried about sending their own Ordinators out after this killer. The rumor is that the Office of the Watch is looking for outside help. You're an Outlander. Did you know 5 other Outlanders were killed just the same way? Huh. Okay, so we've got Ordinators and Outlanders like myself getting killed. That's a little bit concerning. Ooh, what is all this? Can I take it? I can't get up. Okay, fine. Right, so we've got a bit of a murder mystery, but let's try and find the informant first. This place is way bigger than I expected. I didn't know it extended all the way back here. I am going the right way though, right? Yeah, we've got 2 temple locations. I suppose that just acts as the entrance? What do these doors take us to? Hall of Wisdom. Do I need to be in there? I'm not sure. I'm gonna go in anyways. Okay, so who are you? Delmine Hellas. Almsivi Ishvel. I'm Delmine Hellas, don't worry. Vivek can be confusing for us, and we live here. Okay, so yeah, I've had that conversation with somebody else before. Let's see. I'm looking for the temple compound. I know I'm already there, but what can you tell me about it? It includes the High Fane, the largest tribunal temple on Vardenfell, and the Ministry of Truth, a moon suspended by Vivek's power above the temple compound, where the temple ordinators are quartered. Oh, okay, so that's what that dangerous rock is floating outside. Very cool. Very cool. Hall of Wisdom and Hall of Justice house the executive, administrative, judicial, and martial operations of the Tribunal Temple. The Palace of Vivek is the abode of the god-hero Lord Vivek. Beneath the Palace of Vivek is the Puzzle Canal, a place of testing for questing heroes. Right, I am not dealing with puzzles, but I am a little interested to know more. Beneath the Palace of Vivek is the Puzzle Canal, a place of worship and testing for questing heroes hoping to receive Vivek's favor. Many choice treasures are guarded by Daedric servants in the Puzzle Canal's dark passages. Okay, very cool. What can you tell me about the High Fane? It's the largest tribunal temple on Vardenfell. Archcanon Serione presides over the temple, along with a large staff of priests, healers, and monks. Pilgrims travel from all over Morrowind to view the High Fane and the Ministry of Truth, and to offer prayer and thanks before the Palace of Vivek. Very interesting. Right, so I'm trying to find someone in particular. The most important people in the temple compound are the Archcanon Serione at the High Fane, Burrell Salah at the Justice offices, and Elam Andas in the Office of the Watch. Reterans are in the Reteran compound, and Telvanni in the Telvanni compound. Hlalu are in the Hlalu compound, but also in St. Delene and the St. Olmsdis cantons. Imperial guildsmen are in the foreign quarters. Some fighters live and train in the arena. Okay, right, here we go. So you do have an option for Mera. She works in the library. If she's not there, you might find her in her private quarters. Her door is across from the canon offices, here in the Hall of Wisdom. Okay, so apparently I am where I need to be. Let me just squeeze by here. Okay, so I am in the Hall of Wisdom, so I need to find a library of sorts, and that's where I should hopefully find her. It's the Hall of Justice. Let me check this floor first. Or I suppose it seems like it just leads down to this door, huh?
Probably nothing.
Midar Eraval, walking away from me.
Speak, traveler.
And that leads to the St. Olms district. Okay, so let's head up. Library of Vivek. Ah, that sounds like exactly what I need. So, looking for Mera. Is there a Mera in the house? If everyone could stop standing entirely in my way, that would be wonderful. Thank you. There we go. Mera Milo. Yes, I'm Mera Milo. Kaya sent you. Follow me into the back of the library. We can't talk here. Okay, I will follow her then. Non-suspiciously. I wonder if there's a lot of skill points to be gained from all these books. Alright, so can we... Well, you led me back here and then just stopped, so fine. Here we go. Go ahead. I'm afraid I don't know anything about a 6th House cult, but I can tell you about the Nerevarine cult. Okay, tell me about that. The temple worships Nerevar as a saint and hero, but prophecies of his reincarnation are punished as wicked heresy. The Nerevarine cult claims the tribunal are false gods, hence the temple's persecution of the Nerevarine cult. A group called the Dissident Priests disputes the temple doctrine on the Nerevarine prophecies. The prescribed book Progress of Truth describes their beliefs. Get a copy of Progress of Truth for Caius Casadus. That will tell him things he needs to know about the Nerevarine cult. Okay, so you want me to get this book, Progress of Truth? Can you tell me anything more about it? The book lists the disputes of the dissident priests with tribunal temple doctrines. The temple has outlawed the sale or possession of the book, so it will be hard to find. We have a copy here, but I fear I'm being watched by ordinators here. A safer plan would be to search local booksellers. Some booksellers ignore temple bans on outlawed books for profits or for principles. Okay, so tell me about being watched by the ordinators. What's that about? I do not care for temple politics, but I have read Progress of Truth and it troubles me. I have friends, former priests, who have gone into hiding, so I am bound to come to the attention of the ordinators. I am careful, but I'm afraid. I'm no secret agent like you or Caius. Sooner or later, I too must go into hiding. If it is not too late when you return to Caius, tell him I am worried, and that if something goes wrong, I will leave a message under the agreed code word Amaya. Okay. Tell me about the dissident priests. They dispute temple doctrine and are outlawed and persecuted by the temple. Ordinators arrest and imprison heretics, and the Empire cannot interfere. Progress of Truth lists their benefits. In brief, they challenge the purity and divinity of the tribunal, suggesting their powers are sorcerous, not divine, and perhaps akin to the powers of Dagoth-Ur. They also condemn the arbitrary power of the Ordinators and accuse the temple hierarchy of self-interest and corruption. Okay. Tell me about Dagoth. It's the evil immortal enemy of the tribunal temple cults. The temple holds Dagoth-Ur and his hosts accountable for all the evils that beset the Dunmer and Morrowind. Dagoth-Ur dwells in fiery caverns beneath Red Mountain, served by his kin called ash vampires, and by legions of deformed monsters. Okay. Okay, so, I don't think there's anything else to really ask you. I can ask you about my disturbing dreams, though. That means nothing to me. Perhaps you wouldn't know, but the temple regards disturbing dreams as a sign of soul sickness. A sign that the mind is deranged by impure impulses and dangerous feelings. The Ashlanders have many superstitions about dreams, but they have superstitions about everything. That does seem to be the case, doesn't it? Right, so tell me about this soul sickness. It's called madness or insanity in the Empire. Okay, so that is really all I need to know, isn't it? Signs of soul sickness are strange dreams, uncontrollable impulses, and cruel and evil deeds. Madness is not a disease, as Westerners believe, for if it were, it might be cured by blessings and healers. Soul sickness is a curse of Dagoth-Ur, who sends dark dreams to attack the weak of faith in their sleep. Those strong in faith can resist, those weak in faith must seek counsel from the temple. I think she just called me weak of faith. I guess that's not entirely out of the question. Right, so, can I just read all these books and gain wonderful, wonderful skill points? I don't think that any of these really give me anything, do they? Oh, all the brief history of the Empire books. The Book of Dawn and Dusk, I think I've read that book about 100 times. What do we have here?
What do you want?
The Deed to Indrel's House. Can I just read it? Okay. I'm not gonna take that. At least I don't think I need to take it. I shouldn't be taking a deed. Alright. If I just... Nobody minds? Nobody minds? Okay. I'll keep it. It might be worth something. Just gonna continue checking through these books. Unfortunately, I don't think they provide anything for me. House of Troubles. I can't read what book he's reading. Okay, so I really would like to find the book that she was talking about. Yeah, it's none of these. Biography of Baranzia, Anticipations, True Noble's Code. Yeah, no, nothing here.
Go ahead.
See, because what I'm thinking is that if I can find it, I feel like she was kind of hinting that while she is under the Ordinator's supervision, I am not. And while I could go and try and find a bookseller to give me the book, finding my way to another library seems like it would be a little bit difficult. Oh, you know what though? Now that I'm thinking about it, didn't...
Speak, traveler. We'll have no trouble here.
Oh, I'm forgetting his name. Hila? The Argonian. Didn't he hang out in a bookstore? I'm not imagining that, right? Yeah, I'm not finding it. Yeah, I'm not finding it in there, so... Okay. I need to remember... Alright, let me check my journal. Back when I was dealing with... Julia. Okay. Where... Okay, so... Back here... Julia in the Foreign Quarter. Yeah, he was... Yes! Jobash's Rare Books. Let's see... It's in the Foreign Quarter. Okay, there we go. So, we need to head to the Foreign Quarter. I also need to find a way out of here. I think I'm going the wrong way. Okay, so we have made it into the Foreign District, and this is Jobash's Rare Books. I really hope I was not crazy thinking that...
Ours is to ask, what does this visitor want?
Visitor? Come on, Julia, we bonded. I saved you. That was a thing that happened. Yeah, I hope I'm not crazy. I hope I'm not crazy thinking that this guy should have the book I'm looking for here. Let me actually talk to Julia. Get back here.
Seeks answers.
I seek a very specific book, and I don't seem to be able to ask you about it. Okay, so let me just go back to the... Well, I can try and find the merchant here, but let me quickly check the books. Progress of Truth. Isn't this the one that I needed? Let me check my journal. Yes. Progress of Truth. There we go. No one should mind, right?
Keep moving.
Okay. Nobody seems to mind.
Breton.
Right. The book is still in my inventory, correct? Making sure that the Ordinator didn't take it. Yes, Progress of Truth. So this is the book she wanted, huh? Interesting. It's an excerpt concerning the points of temple doctrine challenged by the descendant priests. Alright, what's the bullet points? The divinity of the tribunal, the purity of the tribunal, temple accounts of the Battle of Red Mountain, veneration of the Daedra saints and ancestors, denial of the prophecies of the incarnate, and persecution of the Nerevarines, authority of the Archcanon and the Ordinators, the Inquisition and the use of terror and torture by the Ordinators, fundamentals of temple doctrine, charity for the poor, education for the ignorant, protection for the weak. Seems like it contrasts with bullet point 7, torture, but hey, don't worry, they give charity to the poor. Right, so we've got the book. We've talked to all of the informants, finally. So now we can finally get out of this god-awful city, head back to Balmora, talk to Caius, and call it a day. I mean, until the next quest, I suppose. But, you know what? I don't think any other quest is going to be quite as daunting as finding 3 very specific people in all of this. Really puts it into perspective.